Many law students are confused. Almost every university in South Africa, because in their mind they have that, after that, after I complete varsity, I go probably be an advocate or like what are the steps, Zele? I also see that you're one of the golden key member, Dean's list there,
Yeah.
What is the secret behind, achieving good marks? Students must have find firms like how do I go about which website do I, you know, because I know some students they struggle to find maybe good firms and stuff. Like where like can someone go?
So
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Gift Varsity TV. This is your host, Gift Pozekana. I say welcome back. If you're new to the channel, I'm saying you're welcome also to be part of this amazing channel here. Okay, so today I have a special guest next to me. Can you please introduce yourself, my sister?
yes, so my name is and I'm originally from Pretoria, currently based in Cape Town.
Oh, currently in Cape Town. Oh, what are you doing in Cape Town?
I'm a candidate attorney at the moment.
Oh. Let's take it back. Like, where are you from? Your high school, yeah.
So I'm from Pretoria. Went to St. Mary's DSG, also in Pretoria. Then I applied to WITS. So originally I didn't apply for a BA law. I actually applied for BA general because I wasn't sure like what I wanted to do and stuff. And then ended up switching to a law major in my second year. Did that, completed that, then did my LLB at WITS as well. And then got a job in Cape Town.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's great. Okay. Let's start in high school, So which subject did you do in high school? Like,
Okay, so high school I did history, I did art and business studies. Yeah, so those are the majors that I took in high school. And I don't know, I just wanted like a varied pool of choices. So I was just like, I know I love art, so I need to pick something that I know I love. And then I've always been into business type of things. So I was just like, let me just take that. And then history, because like, the history, the future, the present. So that's my decision-making process at the time, yeah.
So you applied at Wits University for BA General?
Yeah.
So you applied for that only?
I applied to a lot of varsities. I think I applied to Rhodes. I applied to Wits. I think tax as well. BA General, I think for all of them, because people always advise me, like, if you don't know what you're going to do, start with the general. And then, they always say, like, there's courses that you don't know about and stuff in varsity. So just go check it out, see what's up first, and then make your decision. So that's how I ended up just applying for BA General.
So, all right. So you went to Wits University specifically. How did you feel when now you're a VT?
Man, Wits. I think once a VT, always a VT. Yeah, I love Wits. I had a good time at Wits. So there's nothing I can say that's negative about Wits, but I definitely do prefer this side of life compared to Joburg.
Yeah. So what are the challenges like that you came across as a student studying at Wits University? I know that you said you don't have a paper, but there are times whereby it was kind of rough academically. Like, what are the challenges?
So from an academic perspective, I think, I don't know, COVID-19. So I did my LLB during COVID-19. So the whole thing was online. And I think for me, it was like a blessing and a curse because my study methods change every single time, for every single test. I can't even say like to this day like how I study, right? So I think initially I used to be like very motivated by having a teacher in like present in a classroom type thing. So COVID-19 kind of took that away. So the challenges there for me was just like unraveling how I'm going to study, obviously from that point. But for some odd reason, like it actually ended up working out. I think it helped with like just like independence within your studies and just like taking accountability for like your time and how you actually plan and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, all right. Indeed, COVID-19 affected a lot of students. Others they are still here today that they graduated online.
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start from this BA. We know there are a lot of students applying for BA. Others they're even confused on which majors they must pick. They'll be like, I'm just studying BA. I don't know what to do. As like you said that at the beginning you were kind of confused. Like let's get there. Like what made you now decide that I want to go with a law major?
That's a very good question. I think some people are very fortunate to know what it is they want to do. Like they always had like the itch, like I want to be an engineer, I want to be an accountant, I want to be this. But then you get people like me and probably other people as well who actually have no idea what they want to do. So I think applying for like a BA general, I always say like BA for me personally is just like one of the best faculties because it just exposes you to a lot of different things. But just honestly take something that you genuinely enjoy, something that can be translated into other industries other than what you might think you want. And then just fill your majors with stuff that you think might be relevant, not for today, but like for the future. So that's kind of what I did. I remember I took like sociology, I did a bit of psychology because I thought like psychology was interesting, but also you get to meet people in university and like get to speak to them. So that obviously helps. And then I remember in my first year, they were like, you can switch to a law major, like you qualify to switch to a law major. And like I know a lot of people are always like, law opens up a lot of doors to a lot of different things that you can do. And I think if you're someone who isn't exactly honestly sure like where you want to fit into this whole career spectrum, then it's a good option to take because it gives you a wider pool to kind of like decide. Yeah.
So you decided to go the law route?
I did. I did.
So how was it like studying at Wits University?
It was challenging because I don't know, I think law it's not a technical degree, it's not like engineering, but it's also not like philosophical like your BA degrees. So there's like a little bit of like a method to the madness. And I think I struggled with getting myself out of like the philosophical world. You know how you write essays, you're debating, you're arguing, there's a certain like language, and then translating that into law, it's more of like, I don't know, it's like a structured approach to studying, to interpreting stuff. So that was like a major challenge for me. Yeah.
Okay. I see there on your LinkedIn profile that you were once a tutor for law, and like how was the experience as tutoring students with? Okay. Before we go, then what is law all about? You will find students they are just applying LLB, others they are doing BA law. They wanna be like attorneys or like judges. And advocates. Like, what is law all about?
Good question. I think, first of all, I acknowledge that law is very wide, right? And if there's one piece of advice that I have for someone who wants to study law, is do the research to find out like the kind of area that you want to one day ideally practice in or be involved in, like find out how you actually will get to that point. So if you want to be more in like human rights law, understand like what that's about, because then you might not go down my path and go down like the corporate route and all of that stuff. So first of all, like understand like where your interests lie, whether it's human rights law, whether it's corporate law. Some people don't want to practice, but they want like just like a base foundation of like what the legal world is about. But law is, honestly, it's wide. It's wide. It's any. I don't want to say it's anything you want it to be, but it covers every single industry. So it just depends on like what your interests are in a specific like industry.
Okay. So what are the kind of different fields of law that you mean? Like I know there's family law, there's criminal law, and what are so like what each mean and what you know.
Okay, so the modules that I did in varsity, I think kind of gave you like a glimpse into the types of law that are available outside, or like practice areas where you can hopefully one day specialize. So you get your criminal laws, you get environmental law, you get your family law, you get estoppel and unjustified enrichment, you get intellectual property, you get forensic medicine. So honestly, it's very broad. You get commercial law. So again, it's a very hard thing to say like what is law, because I think ultimately you as a person need to decide like what do I gravitate towards the most, and then choose the subjects that align with the path you want to take.
Okay. So guys, it's up to you to decide which specialty of law you wanna branch into. There, it's different. There are many wide opportunities with law. What are the requirements for someone probably they are doing BA? They wanna branch maybe BA law. They wanna do LLB. Like what kind of requirements do they look at? Okay, let's talk about vets then, because you know.
Yeah. So okay, so there's different ways to do an LLB. Ne? If you have a law background, like I had a law undergrad, so a BA with a law major, then you only need to do 2 years LLB type thing. If you maybe just did engineering and then you're like, oh, flip, I want to actually switch careers, try this law thing, you will do a 3-year LLB. So in that first year, because I only did 2 years, in that 1 year, you'll basically cover all the law modules that I did, like one subject per year throughout my undergrad. And then you can also just do like a straight LLB, which is like 4 years. Yeah.
Okay. So you heard, guys. You know, you can do BA law, then do 2 years of LLB. If you want from another faculty, then it's 3 years for you, right? Okay. So now, many law students are confused. Almost every university in South Africa, you know, because in their mind they have that, you know, after I complete varsity, I go probably be an advocate, or like what are the steps? You know, what do you do after? You know, let's say I graduate with law. Let's say there are students who are in final year, probably they're watching us now. They want to know what's next. You know, what are the steps that you take after you complete your LLB degree?
So I think I'll backtrack a bit. So before you get to your final year, I would advise that you start applying for articles if you want to go down the corporate route. Ne? So, and I just want to digress a bit. This is something that, because I wasn't necessarily sure what it is I wanted to do, I would rather someone else avoid the mistake that I made type thing. So I think it's very, very, very important to like job shadow as much as you can, but to apply for articles as early as you can, so that you can just get a sense of what it is that will be required from you. So say you have spent your whole articles, maybe from like your second year studying, looking at like different companies, like what kind of areas of law do they like offer and stuff. if you take time, I think, to actually like do the research, then by the time you get to your final year, ne, ideally your process looks like getting out of varsity and then doing 2 years of articles with a specific law firm, depending on what you actually like applied towards and stuff like that. And then within your 2 years articles, you will obviously like do a variety of things based on like the firm that you work for. And then you'll also be required to write your board exams. So that's 4 different exams that basically come part and parcel of like you becoming an admitted attorney one day. So you'll have to write those while you do your articles.
Okay. Okay. So as an attorney, you are now currently practicing as a candidate attorney. What do you do? You know,
candidate attorney is just someone who is in the process of working towards being an admitted attorney. That's basically what a candidate attorney is. So you would have finished your BA degree, your LLB, and then you will basically be working for a firm in the process of working towards your admission. That's a candidate attorney. Yeah.
So do you go to courts and stuff? Or
I mean, it depends. It depends on like the law firm that you work for. So depending on like size, like big corporate law firms, not so much, because we have this thing called like right of appearance. Like your rights of appearance means that you can actually, as a candidate attorney, appear in front of a magistrate of a specific region of a court based on which year of articles you're serving, if that makes sense. So if you're in your first year of articles, you can represent your principal in a certain like court, and then in your second year you get like a wider scope to represent your principal, not you yourself, but you're representing someone else at a different court. But yeah, you can't, at least from my experience, I haven't been able to go to court because of there's like jurisdictions, right? So like the monetary like jurisdiction or like the amounts that we deal with as a firm, because it's like a big firm, they're not necessarily like in like your magistrate courts. So I don't have like rights of appearance, so I wouldn't go to court. But say you are in a smaller law firm and you're dealing with like smaller amounts, then 100% you can find yourself in court.
Okay, it varies with the firm that you're working. Okay. How do one find firms? Like, how do I go about which website do I, you know, because I know some students, they struggle to find maybe good firms and stuff. Like, where, like, can someone go?
So I found like a helpful place was Leaply. So Leaply is like a platform that has different opportunities for law students in particular, because that's what I was there for. But it has for like other areas of study and stuff. But like Leaply basically will show you like different law firms and like the opportunities that are there, and then you basically like create a profile and it will match you with like the relevant things based on whether or not you qualify. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is honestly just like Google. You feel me? Like if you know like, okay, you want to do commercial law, you just Google like which firms are like doing the most in commercial law, and then you go to their website. All legal firms have like websites, and you can just go to like careers and then just see like how to apply or what their requirements are specifically.
So like, okay, I get it, guys. You heard that is Leaply and other websites. Just Google for yourself. You know how to stand out.
How do you stand out?
Like from other people who are applying. What is the secret that you must do? Like, you know, so that you can get the job. You know, maybe you come from Witwatersrand, you come here in Cape Town next to the beach, guys, or you go from Cape Town to Joburg. I don't know. Those who are in Cape Town, they want to go to Joburg. Those who are in Joburg, they want to come in. So how to stand out as a like as an applicant in
So I would say, first of all, try your level best to get good marks, because at the end of the day, like the legal profession is still very traditional in that sense, right? You need to know what it is you're doing, and that is looked at based on like your marks, right? That's the only way people will know whether or not you might know what you're doing or not. So I would say try your level best to get the best marks that you can, but also be like involved in varsity, like be in different councils, have a tutoring side gig, just like be more than just a student. I would say that's like a way that you stand out. And then also like you'll realize like different law firms have like a different culture. And that's why it's very important to actually research, right, what a law firm is all about and see like what culture they have. Because then if you approach like your interview or even just like your application, you know exactly like what to emphasize because you know what's important to them. So it really takes like a lot of, I guess, initiative on your side to be like inquisitive enough to know what that particular law firm values, and then make sure that you incorporate it into your application. But more than anything, I'd say like be a well-rounded like individual. Like you don't have to get like 90s and stuff, but like get your 70s, be involved in varsity, like lead a movement or something. Like just be involved in more ways than just being a student, or maybe you have a job or something. Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, guys, you must get good marks. Based on good marks and academic excellence, I also see that you're one of the golden key member, dean's list there.
Yeah.
What is the secret behind achieving good marks? Do you think these are the qualities that students must have to be a golden key member? So top 15% of your faculty or of your course,
Yeah.
and then dean list of top 5% even.
Yeah.
What is the qualities you think
I think
that helps you to get good marks and be on those lists?
and I'll speak for myself.
Yes.
Know how you best retain information. Like know what your study method is for you as a person. Because I think like we get so fixated on like putting in the hours and this is this, but like you can literally sit in front of a book for hours and learn nothing, right? So for me, I found that like I study best and I retain information the most at night for some reason. So because I knew that that works for me, I studied mostly at night. Like even if I try study during the day, I will not get very far. You feel me? So I think understand like how you best study. That's the first thing. Another thing I would say is read ahead of your classes. Like if you know that next week like the professor or like the lecturer was like, we're going to discuss this, just read on it. You don't have to like read the whole textbook. Just basically get like an understanding of what you think that thing might be, and yeah, read on it. Just show up prepared basically is what I'm trying to say, because the minute the lecturer speaks or you have a conversation with anyone, you are already studying, because now you actually just like retaining information and like solidifying what you already know, even if you are not even aware that you know it at that point. So be prepared for class. Another thing I would say is just be like super disciplined with setting aside time to work. Whether or not you need 10 hours or whether or not you need 2 hours, we're all very different. And like people need whatever amount of time they need to study. But like make sure that you are not putting yourself in a position where you end up getting anxious and this is just because you started too late. You know what I'm saying? For the way that you are most comfortable with studying. Like I know I need like a long time to study, for me to actually get to that point where I'm like, I'm actually comfortable with what I know. So it's always better for me personally to like start in advance. I might not be putting in like a lot of like intensity in how I'm studying, but I'll just like read through stuff, make notes. I won't necessarily like remember like what I'm even writing, but when it comes time to like actually like write, maybe like 2 or 3 days before, then I'm just like really reading the notes that I've already made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Wow, wow, those those are great tips. I know you like studying tips. You know, yeah, know when is it best for you to retain information and understand yourself. We are different. We learn in different ways. But you must try a strategy because she's a she's also a golden key, man.
Oh, and another thing that I forgot to mention, join a study group if you can, because you actually learn a lot more with other people than you do by yourself. Yeah.
Yes. Teamwork makes dream work.
Absolutely.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, before we close and we come to the final part, what did you learn, as I saw on your LinkedIn profile, the kind of, I was trying to read, you're saying that it's things that you learned as a candidate at in, can you just summarize for us things that, you think that, you don't regret being an attorney? Yes.
Yeah. So my lessons for being a candidate attorney is that first of all, you must understand like and work are very different things. Like I think for me that was the biggest shock. Because you hear it, when you are a student and people are like, don't be like in a rush to work, just be a student, and you're just like, I want to work, I want to make money, you get what I'm saying? So yeah, they're very different in that regard. There's a lot of different responsibilities that I think as a student you can kind of like manage your own time in a way that best suits you. But it's like you take someone like me who really struggles working during the afternoon. At work you have to produce during the afternoon. So those are like the kind of stuff that like I personally found very challenging. The fact that my time is not necessarily like my own and I have to perform even when it might not be like the best environment for me to do that. Versus varsity, I could kind of like control that a bit. Another thing that I learned was there is absolutely nothing wrong with being a beginner at something, because I think most of the time like you put so much pressure on yourself to know stuff, and the truth is that you don't know these things. You've never worked, right? So don't put too much pressure on yourself, but like obviously always try and improve and like learn and show up the best way that you can. And just I think just be like a holistic individual. Again, in varsity, try be holistic. Again, in the workplace, try be holistic. Rest, work out, don't like abandon like the stuff that you used to do as a student because you're working. Like it might be hard, yes, because now you're working all these hours and it's not something that you're used to, right? But try your level best to just have a little bit of everything in life. And yeah, don't lose yourself basically.
Wow. Guys, it's very, very interesting having you on our channel.
I hope so.
It's good. No. Wow, you like, yeah, we're really inspired. And guys, I hope you're also inspired. Any last words of motivation, from you? You can look at them there, students in South Africa.
Students wanting to study law, my number one piece of advice is do the research beforehand. Know what area of law you would like to specialize in, try your level best to get into contact with people who are already doing that thing. Try your level best to job shadow as much as you can. Really try get like a picture of what your daily life would look like in the future, because it's not an easy thing to accomplish. Like there's a lot of time and investment and money studying, all these things that go into one day being an admitted attorney. So you really need to understand why it is you want it, and you might not know 100% that you want to end up in a specific field, but try your level best to do the research that you should be doing, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. You're in Cape Town now. Compared to Vets, you don't miss being a Vet.
I'm sorry, but no.
You enjoy Cape Town.
Except the weather. The weather is a bit the wind today or the past few days has been hectic, but other than that, I love it inside.
Wow. Naledi, thank you so much for being on our channel. Gift Varsity TV. Guys, I hope you got inspired and you got the most critical and important information that you need so that you can be a lawyer one day, an advocate or a judge one day, or an attorney, you know. So it's very, very much important that you tell others about this channel, because it's very, very important, because it gives information to different students across the country. Guys, make good decisions, research about your career course, and also don't get discouraged or get confused when maybe you are studying a BA. Some other students who are in BA, they're kind of people, I don't know what's gonna happen with me. Today she's an LLB graduate from Wits University. Thank you so much for watching till this time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because this video must get 1 million views. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Bye.